What will happen after the war ends? What will happen to Gaza? Now, this is a question that is on everyone's mind. From the President of the United States to a common Jordanian in the street, everybody wants to know, will there be a Gaza left to govern? Who would govern it? The Palestinian Authority, the Arab world, or someone else? Now, in the following report, we try to shed a light on the possibilities. Take a look.
What happens to Gaza after the war? It is a question that many in the Arab world hesitate before asking. What happens after Gaza is flattened? Asking this question is too early for many, but for Israel, its leaders might be dropping hints about their plans for the day after.
President Biden has said that it would be a mistake for Israel to occupy Gaza. Who should govern Gaza when this is over?
Those who don't want to continue the way of Hamas. It certainly is not. I think Israel will, for an indefinite period, will have the overall security responsibility, because we've seen what happens when we don't have it.
Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu has publicly stated that Israel intends to retain security control of Gaza and has no intention of creating a civilian government in the enclave. Since the October 7 attack, the Israeli position has been they want to eliminate Hamas from the face of the earth. It wants to destroy the group and also make sure it does not regroup again. Israeli aims and strategies seem good only on paper and only to their far right. It cannot be realized soon. It also will not be legitimized by its staunchest ally, the US, let alone regional players. Washington officials say they are actively discussing post-war scenarios with Israeli officials, and none of them include a possible Israeli occupation or Hamas coming back to power.
The United States believes key elements should include no forcible displacement of Palestinians from Gaza. Not now, not after the war.
Netanyahu's statement was a pivot from the Israeli line that they do not want to rule Gaza and would hand it over to an international coalition after Hamas is eliminated. This coalition will have members that include signatories to the Abraham Accords. West Asian powers Israel is comfortable working with: the US, UK, and the UN. This solution, too, comes with its cost. The longer Israel plunders Gaza, the harder it will be for the Jewish nation to get Arab cooperation. Additionally, the Arab states have historically preferred to not get directly involved in the Palestinian conflict. They have supported the cause, but from a distance. The other possibility is a West Bank-like setup in Gaza, where the Palestinian Authority comes to power, just like the early 90s. But things are different this time. This option is more unlikely than an international coalition. The reason is that the Palestinian Authority has lost its reputation among the Palestinian people. The party by itself does not want power. Speaking to a UK-based publication, Palestinian Prime Minister Mohammed Shtayyeh said that the Palestinian Authority has no interest in running Gaza until there is a solution for West Bank and actual groundwork for the Palestinian state. But these are all far-fetched scenarios. For what if Gaza will remain to administer after the Israelis halt their strikes? Almost half of the strip has been leveled. All infrastructure destroyed. It will take years, billions of dollars in funds and post-World War II like rebuilding plan before we even start to think of Gaza's future. Israel for now has rejected calls for a ceasefire. It has vowed to keep bombing Gaza until Hamas is eradicated. This is exactly what has gone wrong. There is a certain vagueness in Israeli ambitions of eliminating Hamas. The group also employs hundreds of essential workers. They are teachers, judges, and bankers. There is an entire political wing belonging to Hamas, the one that came to power almost 2 decades ago. But what about these people associated to Hamas? Will Israel target them too? Gazans as of this day face statelessness and denial of dignity, national rights, and individual rights. Their situation seems like a long twilight of disintegration and despair. With the way atrocities are unfolding in Gaza, there are fears of something mightier than Hamas taking shape. It will be fueled by vengeance, just how Israel is today. The Hamas we know today was born 4 decades ago, to end Israeli occupation and liberate Palestine. And in hindsight, those were days with better understanding, with better prospects. As of today, the Israeli drums of revenge are beating, and its actions will set the tone for the region's future for years to come.